We are going to look at two things, velocity and speed. They are almost very similar. We can have 5 meters per second and 5 meters per second. They are almost exactly the same. But what is the difference between the two? Velocity has a change of direction, has direction. So all of you will write here, direction. Velocity has direction. So which of it talks about direction? C has speed and direction. So the answer will be C. Okay, please mark your work as we go along. Next, a body or an object. This body doesn't mean your human body. This body means any object like a car or a bus. It is moving in a circle in a constant speed. Now, when something is going with a constant speed, the number don't change. It will always be the same speed. But can you tell me, as the person is going around, what has changed? Firstly, the what has changed? He faced a different direction. So direction change. If you want, you can always draw. You don't need to ask me. This one is additional notes for you. When direction change, we have learned something, displacement per time. It starts with the letter V.
Velocity.
Velocity, you're right. Every time direction change, velocity change. Okay, let me write a little bit bigger so that it's clearer to you, okay? I'm sorry, it's a bit too small. And when we say velocity change, we also say that acceleration also change. So all three is true. Can you find one that is matching? C, very good. Now you look, D is very close, but the wrong word is no. So this is wrong. Cancel out. Okay, very good. Okay, let's go on. Acceleration, we have studied this during our last lesson. It is a formula. I will write out the formula for you to write it down as well. A equals to V minus U over T. Can I just check with Satya? What is V? Is it starting or final speed first? Final or starting? Final speed minus starting speed. So when you minus this, you get change in velocity. So which answer is change in velocity? Come on, Shafiq. The answer already given. Which one? A. Very good. Let's try the next question. This is a simple test of whether you know. This will be at least 1 mark or 2 marks in tomorrow's test. A car starts from rest. What speed is rest, Visha? What speed is rest? If you are resting, what speed is that? 0. Very good. I saw your hand, but let me come to you, okay? Accelerate uniformly. That means it constant acceleration to a speed of 30. From 0 to 30, which is final speed? 30. Which is starting speed? 0. So you have everything here, V, U, and T. So if you do a calculation, make sure you check your calculation is correct. 30 minus 0 over 6, 5 meters per second squared. Take notes of the units for acceleration. So which answer is it, Danny? 5.0. 30 divided by 6, but you must minus 0. Because that is the starting speed. So the answer is B. Okay? Let's ask Jamin. Jamin looks a little bit sleepy today, which is going to appear in YouTube forever. Can you tell us 1 minute, what must I change it to before I calculate anything? Sorry? Seconds. So 1 minute is how many seconds? 60. So everybody can tell me, please do not forget to do this tomorrow. If it appears in minutes, it is a trick question. Be careful of this trick. So let's do the formula again. V minus U over T. Final speed, 15. Minus 60? Or is it minus 0?
Minus 0.
Minus 0, because the starting speed is 0. Then divided by 1 or 60? 60. Because the units must be meters per second and seconds, then you will get the correct answer. So if you calculate this answer, 0.25 meters per second squared. Which is the answer, Fikri? Since you are calculating. A. Very good. Yep, he's absolutely correct. So a very simple step using the calculator. Now if you cannot see, I will write big for you here. One more time. The formula is this. So tomorrow Hafiz will need to remember this for the test. Final speed minus the starting speed divided by 0. What is what? U is starting speed before it begins. No, you want to find the change in speed, so you will minus it. Just like you are running a race, you start off at what speed? 0. Later you become very fast, 30 meters per second. So what is the change in speed? Tariq, if you went from 0 to 30, what is your change in speed?
30.
Minus, you see? That's why we minus, because it's the change in speed. Yeah, eternally appear with you calling people's names. Evidence. A car is traveling at 20 meters per second and then brought to rest. Now this is tricky. Let's ask Charles, which is V and which is U? This time, which one is starting, which one is final? Final is the U. Final is the V, but which is V and which is U? 30, this 20 is starting speed or later the speed? A car is traveling at 20 and then brought to rest by braking. Starting speed. U is starting speed. Irfan, what is V then? What is the final speed of this car? Zero. So V is 0. And then the time is given by 4. So you put in everything correctly. Now, sometimes 0 will appear in front. Don't be... When you slow down, it will be negative. I repeat myself. When it's negative, it means you are slowing down. Hannah, focus. When you're slowing down, it will be a minus sign. It's correct. There's nothing wrong with it. Minus 5 meters per second squared. This tells me that I'm slowing down. But look at the question. Is there any answer that says acceleration is minus 5?
D.
There is. Which one? Is it D?
Because the decelerate or slow down is decelerate.
No, look at the acceleration is minus 5.
Yeah, lah, C.
So C. Now, if I wanted to write deceleration, I can also write deceleration. I want everybody to take note how I write deceleration right at the bottom here. Instead of writing minus 5 for deceleration, I will put 5 to tell me that I'm slowing down at 5 meters per second square. So these two have the same meaning.
So it's either B or wait, not B, right?
It's not. It's not B because wrong unit. Wrong unit. So don't be careless. Yes, you're saying? Then how tomorrow's test? Gone.
U, I.